Hello, it's Debbie from Chalk Pretty Things. Welcome to tonight's live. Tonight we're going to work on these Chalk Couture wooden cutouts. They are in the shape of autumn leaves. And as you guys know, I love their surfaces. These chunky surfaces, can you see how thick they are? Here's an acorn, here's a leaf, and here is another leaf right here. So this is what we're going to chalk on tonight. We do have these great stencils, our transfers. They are silkscreen transfers from Chalk Couture, and that's what we're going to use tonight. Give me just 1 second, and I'll pin my comment really quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, that comment's not going to pin, but it's there. Okay, so we have this big sheet of transfers, and there are 7 different transfers, but notice that there's these white lines dividing them. We're going to cut on those white lines so that we can get those all separated, and there'll be a better size for us to use. And then we'll be ready to begin. If you haven't ever used these reusable silkscreen transfers, they're very easy to use, and you can use them over and over again, many times, as long as you take care of them. They say you can use them between 8 to 12 times, and that's you can probably use them more, but maybe their stickiness may be reduced a little bit. But the sticky is what you want on the back to help them adhere to the surface that you're applying them to. And that's part of the magic. So, I love these transfers. So they do have a little screen in them. I'll show you that in just a second, how you can see where the screen is. The screen is where the paste goes through. Okay. So these surfaces are two-sided, so you can do both sides. We're probably not going to do this transfer tonight, so we'll put that aside. This is just the bag that my transfer came in. We'll need that for later because that's how I store them. The first thing we want to do, let's do this big one first. I've got 3 different colors of chalk paste. I have got this Shimmer Plum, which is beautiful. Do you guys see it? It's a new one. I've got Shimmer Copper and Shimmer Olive. So those are our 3 shimmery colors. Let's figure out how to do this. So we're going to do our large one first. And for our large ones, we have choice of 2 different stencils. So I want to make sure that they're reversible. There's not a right side and a wrong side. What I'm thinking is that there might be a right side and a wrong side because this point here looks a little more rounded to me than this point. So I'm thinking this one with the rounded point is going to go on this side. So we'll do this one first. First thing you want to do, well, first thing we should do is, since it's a wooden surface, is we should use our surface wax. And mine's almost empty, and it's also kind of dry. I'm going to heat it up a little bit just to make it more silky smooth so we can smooth it easier. It'll just apply smoother if I heat it up just a little bit. Did you guys have a good weekend this weekend? Anything exciting happen? I had a good weekend. All my weekends are good, though, to tell you the truth. Okay, let's see if this will work. Yeah, it's a little smoother. So you just need a little bit, and you're going to smooth this onto the wooden surface. The purpose of the wax is to so that it won't stick as much to the wood. The wood grains won't pull up, and also as an added benefit, if you make any mistakes, it'll be easier to repair those mistakes. So you just want a thin coating. You're really supposed to let it sit for a minute or 2 and then kind of wipe it off. I'm not sure we have that kind of time, so we'll just go for it. Now, this stencil is on a backer. I'm just going to go ahead and peel this transfer off, the first layer off, separate them, keep your backer because you're going to need it to put it back on once you clean it. Because this is super sticky, you want to fuzz it to reduce the stickiness just a little bit. It's a brand new transfer, so I'm just going to push it down on any piece of fabric. It could be your clothing, it could be your jeans, it could be anything. You're just trying to reduce the stickiness just a little bit. Okay? Then you're going to go ahead and apply the transfer to your surface. Let's make sure this fits. So you want to make sure that you don't see, oh, I want to show you the silk screen. Can you see how you can see through that? That's where the paste is going to go through. So I'm going to apply it to my surface, trying to get it so that the edges are all lined up so that I don't have any white spaces on the inside of the transfer. That's really not that hard, guys, but I've learned that the more time I focus on doing this right, the better off it'll be. This one is so beautiful. I love the different design patterns. So I think I'm going to make this kind of a, what we call a hot mess. So that is basically a few different colors here and there. I'm just going to dab some colors here and there, and we're going to blend them together. Some green. So we're actually going to use all three of our colors right here. Maybe a little bit more of this brown. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and take my squeegee and I'm going to smooth it across the paste. And we're going to apply it to the surface of our transfer. Just kind of blending the colors, making sure we cover all the silk screen. And yes, your colors will get kind of mixed as you go over like this in this process. That's okay, it's kind of what we're going for. Not really a blending, but just the variation of colors. Almost done. Once again, make sure you have all the silkscreen areas covered. Now I'm going to go ahead and squeegee over the top again. I'm going to remove any excess paste that I have on here. And since this is a blend of colors, I'm not going to put this back in the jar. I normally would, but it's pretty much a blend. Whoops, I did find a spot there. And maybe before I wipe this off, I'm going to go ahead and look at it. I'm going to peel this off slowly. Are you guys ready? And I'm going to, when you go slow, you can see if you've missed any areas and you can adjust. Looks cool. So if I were to see an area I missed, I'd reapply the stencil, just lay it right back down, and I'd readjust. Look at this, you guys. What do you think? Can you see the different colors? I'm trying to get it so your light doesn't. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and dry this real quick because I want to also do the other side and we want it to be dry. So I'm gonna help it along a little bit. So you're not limited to doing any colors. You can do any color you choose and make it your own. Guys, my battery is running low, so I'm gonna get up real quick and plug in my phone. I'm sorry, I didn't think of that before. I'm back, I apologize. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do do this cylindrical one, this longer one. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and wax my surface with a little bit of wax. Just to help it prevent peeling up the splinter and splintering the wood, help release the transfer, and also it'll make it easier to repair any mistakes we may make. Okay, so once again, I'm going to see if there's any difference between the two sides. I don't know if there really is a difference between the two sides, but I think this one will work. So let's try it. Actually, yeah, let's try it. I've got to fuzz my transfer again. Just lay down a cloth or your shirt, lift it up once or twice, and let's apply it. Make sure this is really the right side and it all fits. And it doesn't, guys, it doesn't. So let's try the other one. Peel it off. Let's fuzz it. And we'll do the striped one this time. I have so much fun doing these shapes, the wooden shapes. I think they're so satisfying. I don't know whether it's just because they're so heavy, wooden, blocky. I don't know what it is, but I always love all these shapes. Let's see, what color should we do? How about if we do this one green? We'll do this one the olive green, shimmer olive green. Wonder. Okay. Now on some of these stencils, if they don't have, this one's okay, but a lot of them don't have a lot of silkscreen in them. So if that's the case, you may have a hard time getting them to stick to your surface. But this one's okay. So shimmer green, shimmer olive green. I'm going to go ahead and paste it. All I did is apply a little bit of paste. I'm going to smooth it over the silkscreen area. Very satisfying. And these shimmer paste, guys, not only do they feel good going on because they're so silky and they just glide on, they are so beautiful. They have just a little bit of, I don't want to call it really glitter because it's not like a big chunky glitter. It's just more like a gleam. So I'm going to go ahead and smooth off the extra. Make sure I have all my white areas chalked. Looks good. I'm going to go ahead and put the excess back in the jar. Okay, you guys ready? Here it goes. The reveal. Slowly, just in case. Oh, see, I've got a bubble right here. You want to make sure you don't have any bubbles or the paste will not adhere. You also don't want to let it dry in your silk screen because then it'll come up with the silk screen. I love it. Here it is, guys. I've got to figure out the best lighting position to get this so you guys can see it without it glaring. Whoa! Okay, there you go. I'm going to dry it just for a second and put it aside. Just a quick dry. 2 down. Let's do our third one. It's an acorn. Let's look at our acorn stencils. Oh, I love the polka dots. Let's do the polka dot one first. Okay, I'm going to fuzz it on my fuzzing cloth once or twice. This one didn't feel sticky. I'm going to apply a little bit of wax. Like I said, it's about the bottom of my paste, my wax. Kind of buff it off. I think plum for this one. So let's put plum on here. I love anything polka dot, guys. I think it's so fun. So I'm trying to get it on evenly so that I don't have any, like a white rim around the outside anywhere. And that may involve moving it a little bit to one side or the other and adjusting. And then you try to push down the green areas because those are your sticky sides. Now this one does have a lot of silk screen, so there's a good chance it's gonna not stick and adhere as well, especially with the wax. I think I need to move it up just a tad. So I may be really careful about this one. I might hold it down a little bit to make sure it is going to stay in place. So even though it's sticky, it doesn't have a lot of the green. It has more of the white silk screen. Smooth it down, make sure there's no air bubbles, and I am going to get my shimmer plum and get a squeegee and smooth it on. This is a pretty color. It's new, but I do like it. So you really don't have to apply a whole bunch of pressure on this, but you do want it to go through that silk screen and onto your surface. Smooth off my extra. Make sure I don't have any white areas where I shouldn't. This one kind of seemed to have like a bubble. So this seems to have a bubble right there. I'm not sure why. So I'm going to pay extra attention to it. Okay, let's peel it off. So cute! So cute, guys. I love it. I love it. I'm going to enjoy it for a second. So you can see down at the, well, I guess it's up here at the top where the bubble kind of was. It didn't quite adhere well, but so it just kind of looks a little distressed, and that's good with me. I don't care. Looks good. Okay, so our first one we did was this one. Let's go ahead and try and do, I want to make sure it's dry before I put it down. Let's do the back side of this one. So isn't that beautiful? You guys see it? Ooh, shimmer, shimmer. So the next side of this one is going to be this. It's a cat pattern. It's a cat pattern. I'm going to peel it off. Place it down. Smooth it, make sure there's not any bubbles. I think I'm gonna, let's try doing some green here, some brown across here. We'll kind of stripe it, but it's not gonna be quite as stripy as we want it to be. Let's see, let's just try this. This could be really ugly, or it could be good. Okay, let's get a squeegee. Let's just kind of go from side to side on this one. Once again, since this color is mixed, we're not going to put it back in the jar. Okay, so now that I've gone side to side, I think I'm going to kind of zigzag it a little bit, see if I'm getting color blending. We'll just try it and see. Okay, let's peel it up. I like it. I like it. It's very different. Dry it. Actually, I'm not going to dry it because we're just going to move on to the next one. Let's make sure it's dry. Feels pretty good. Let's do something purple on this one. That's right here. I'm not going to wax this one. I'm going to try and see if there's a difference. Just purple. Smooth it on. Even it out and take off our excess. Back in the jar. Let's reveal. Oh my gosh, guys, I think this one might be my favorite one so far. I've got a low battery. I guess I didn't plug this in like I thought. Let's see. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I love it. One more, the back side of this one. So you guys, if you've never tried these, they are so relaxing. They're so rewarding when you peel off the transfer and you see what you've done. They're very easy. Once again, the product is called Chalk Couture. I've got a link to my shop in the comment. And actually I have, if you want to do this project, please take a look at the pin post. It's got all the materials listed in a link, and you can add and subtract anything from that list. So if you already have one of the inks, or you want to change up the colors, one of the pastes, go ahead and change it out, delete things, add them, change it up the way you want it to go. If you love this video, go ahead and give me a heart. If you want to know about our monthly DIY club, where we send you a monthly exclusive stencil in the mail and 3 coordinating chalk pastes every month for $19.99, type in the word club. This one looks like it might have a few bubbles in here, so let me just peel it up. It needs something right there. Actually, it looks good. Looks very good. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start closing up my paste. So I didn't show you this one, did I? Here it is. Cute little acorn. Here's the other side. So two-sided. All right. So to clean up, all you do is you take out your, whatever you're using to stir, and your squeegees, and you're gonna put those in water, take them to the sink, wipe them off, whatever you wanna do. Cap up your paste. Your paste can dry out. So if it does dry out, you'll wanna add some distilled water a little at a time and stir it up to smooth it out again. So the most important part of all of this process is cleaning up your transfers. So what I have here is just a cloth. It's just a dish drying towel. And I'm going to lay these out a little at a time. Let me just kind of get organized here. Here's my backers. Okay, so put my wax away. might do 3 at a time here. This way. Look, I have a little tray, a little stand. I can put my leaves on. Oops. Just a little out of space here. Oh, what I messed up my green one. I put it down when it's too wet. I put it down on the wet side. Oh well. Here we go. I can redo that one. Just another leaf. This one. Oh yeah, I'm touching it all over. And our bigger leaf. So that's what it would look like. However, I'm going to move them aside so I can show you the cleaning process. I've got transfer stuck to the bottom. So all we're going to do is we're going to get some plain old water. This is a drying mat just to help it catch the water so it doesn't leak all over. You're going to wet them down. And then we have a what's called a board eraser. I've got it sitting in water. Now mine is very small and very thin because it's been used a bunch. But it's wet. I'm just going to squeeze it out like a sponge and wipe all the paste off of it. Now one thing about the shimmer paste is it will kind of keep that shimmer on there. But as long as you get all the paste, you do the other side as well, out of the silk screen, you're okay. You're gonna let this dry sticky side up, and then when it's dried, you're gonna go ahead and put it back on the appropriate backer. The sticky side goes to the shiny side of your transfer, and then I put mine back in the envelope after they've dried really well. I put them back in the clear cellophane envelope that they came in, and that's how I store mine. But there's a lot of different storage solutions out there. What works for me may not work the best for you. Have to kind of figure out how to do yours. And I really do need a new board eraser. And see how some of the paste came through on the towel? That's what you kind of want. You want to make sure this goes through, comes out, and then you get it clean. So see how it's clean? So there's no paste stuck in that silk screen. So it's clean, it's good for another use. As soon as it dries, I'm gonna do this bigger leaf. Just wipe it off. And you'll find that some of the paste stains a little more than others, like the highly pigmented reds and blacks may discolor the green part of your stencil. As long as you get it out of the silk screen, you're okay. This will be the last use for this board eraser. I've used it up. So that's one side. Flip it over and do the other side. Squeeze it out. Clean it, make sure the silk screen's good. Then I'll let it dry sticky side up, and I'll put the backers back on. That's it for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed our project. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video and want to learn more about it, like and follow the page, and you'll be sure to see more of my videos. I'm so excited about this product, guys. I love it. It's so relaxing. It gives me a great sense of accomplishment when I've completed the project. I think you'll like it too. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Bye.